To start with, I'm going to tie up my hair, and because I'm going to be wearing a bald cap for this look, I'm going to dust off my hair with some talcum powder so it isn't going to be uncomfortable and my hair isn't going to pull when I'm trying to position the cap. Next, I just put on the bald cap and then tucked in my hair. Now you want to make space for your ears, so I just took my nail scissors and made a tiny little cut and then pulled my ear through. You're best off cutting off less space than you actually need because it's kind of stretchy, and once you mess up the bald cap it's pretty much useless. And also take care with the scissors because I don't want anyone cutting their ears off because of me. Next, you obviously want to secure the cap and get rid of these side bits, so take some spirit gum and apply it to the skin underneath. I'm applying my spirit gum with a cotton bud just because I don't like having to clean it off my brushes afterwards. Make sure you allow the spirit gum time to get tacky before you try to attach anything to it. This way it's actually going to work. And if you were actually wearing this for an event or something, you'd want to secure around the forehead as well. Next, I'm going to flatten my eyebrows so they're easier to cover later on. Go against the eyebrow hair first and then flatten them. This way there's going to be no gaps or stray hairs. While the glue is drying, I'm going to move on and do the features, starting with the nose. I'm going to be using this nose and scar wax from Ben Nye, and this product requires a base of spirit gum in order for it to stick. So apply a layer of spirit gum and allow it to get tacky before you start sculpting. This is where it becomes really difficult to explain because I'm looking at a reference photo and trying to just recreate the shapes on my face. There's a link to the reference photo and all the products in the description, by the way, so if you want, you just look at the photo and you'll understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. Technique wise, I'm just rolling up the product in my fingers first and then placing it onto the skin and securing it by spreading out the edges with a spatula. And yes, I'm using a children's glue spatula, don't judge. Because I'm trying to make it look like my nose is kind of caved in, down here at the bottom I tried to cover up most of one of my nostrils because it just looks kind of gross and weird to look at. Then you want to take either Vaseline or water or body lotion and just smooth over the edges with your finger. Now, just bear with me because I know it looks mental so far, but this is where it starts getting good, I promise. Next, I'm going to create the lip that hangs down by doing the same thing with the scar wax. When you get to this top bit here, you want to cut out a section where the teeth are going to go. To make the teeth, I use these false nails, and I just cut a tooth-like shape and then just filed down the edges. To attach them, you guessed it, more spirit gum. For these bottom ones, you can just apply a bit of spirit gum first and then you can just push them into the scar wax and they're going to stay in place. We're nearly done with the scar wax now, so just add some here and then we need a nice wound up on the forehead, so apply a nice clump of the product and then cut through the middle of it with a spatula. Now our eyebrows should be dry, so it's time to cover them up. Apply concealer over top and then press over with a powder. Then I just repeated the process again for more coverage. The skin needs to be really pale, so I mixed a white cream face paint with a pale foundation. The reason I didn't just use white cream makeup is because I'm never happy with the coverage they give, it's always terrible. Don't worry about the fact that the bald cap isn't covering very much. When you're done with the face, take a highly pigmented face paint and then just go over the bald cap. The fleshy colour still kind of shows through, but it just makes it match the colour of the rest of my face. Then just generously dust over with talcum powder, and then you can go ahead and repeat the same process with the white face paint again if you're not satisfied with the coverage. For the eyes, I'm going to take this grey brown colour and apply it all over the lid and underneath the eyes. Blend out the edges a little and don't try to be super neat because, well, you're supposed to be dead. Then go through the socket and outline where your bags would be with a black eyeshadow. Now I'm just going to add some details with an angled brush. Draw on some wrinkles and then make the lines less harsh by running your fingers over them. I'm going to add some bruises around the head, and I just did this with brown, purple and black eyeshadow. You can do this with your fingers, it kind of gives a nice uneven effect, or you can do it with a brush, it's up to you. Now to make yourself all dead looking and skinny, go underneath the collarbone and just outline any areas that kind of stick out on your neck. I filled in the nose area with a black pen and then took a cotton bud and just wiped away some of the black in the centre and then went back over with the red, because when I go over with the fake blood I didn't want it just to be black, I wanted a red base as well. Then just fill the nose area with blood and we can move on to the mouth, which is definitely my favourite bit. So instead of doing it backwards this time, I applied some red paint in the centre of the wound above the mouth and then I applied some black around the edges to make it look deeper. To make the fake lip look more like a real lip, I went over with a fleshy kind of colour and then connected it to my actual lip. And then you can just go around the edges with the darker shade to give it dimension. Now no zombie has pearly white, so you need to go over the teeth with either browns or yellows to make them look gross. Adding a black or brown between the teeth is also going to give them more shape. Add a base colour of red where you want the blood to be, so running down from the nose and down onto the chin, and then you can go over with some fake blood. Finally, fill in the wound on the forehead with red paint and a little bit of black around the edges for some depth, and then fill with fake blood and we're done.